Good morning, children. This is English video session for class 7. The book which we are doing now is Honeycomb, unit number 2, Gift of Chapels. We have seen the small cat in the football, torn football filled with mud, sand, and it is mewing milk from the coconut shell. The milk was brought by Ravi from the kitchen by fooling his grandmother. His grandmother was able to sense that he is telling a lie. In order to fool her, he drinks most of them. He drinks most and throw her off the scent. The name of the cat is Mahendra Varma Pallava Punai. MP Punai in short. He is a fine breed of cat, just like his fur, like the lion's mane. Here you are able to understand the knowledge of Ravi getting into the field of history. And when Mridu was looking expectantly at Ravi, he goes into the further explanation of the Rishi cat in Mahabalipuram. It goes like that. I saw the statue of Tata's Tata, etc. Mahendra here is descended from the very same ancient cat. A very close relative, scientifically speaking, none other than the lion, the Pallava emblem, and the Pallava dynasty. Ravi went on walking around the bitter berry bush, waving the twig up and down, his eyes sparkling. Waving the twig up and down. Why does he wave the twig up and down? In order to show his superior nature of explanation about the historical knowledge he had about the cat. This particular series of explanation given by Ravi also shows his excellent creative power and his intense knowledge of history. He clubs both the creative nature of him as well as the historical knowledge, his visit to Mahabalipuram, everything he clubs and gives a beautiful background for the kitten which has come as an orphan to their house. He doesn't stop there. He goes on to say that this cat was worshipped by the ancient Egypt. So, there could be a doubt now by the others how come an Egyptian cat is seen in Mahabalipuram. So, he makes a beautiful story to cover up this particular error in his storytelling. Like, maybe it has escaped through a ship or an airplane which was sent from Egypt to Mahabalipuram. So he had a very beautiful way of explaining the story, though unconvincing to Mridu and the other girl. The another expression which he told about the kitten is he loved the sound of his own voice. The cat loved his own voice. Mridu demands What does that have to do with anything? Most of the sentences which he says in praise of the cat doesn't go with a sequence. He collects information from various sources, put it together into a nutshell, and tries to impress the other ongoing listeners. The other two children did not want to hurt him in any way, so they allow him to speak whatever historical reference or mythological references he tries to say. So now, when he says about the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, the cat suddenly runs away, hearing a sound through the window. What is the sound? It's an unfamiliar and a weird sound. It was a weird sound. Who created this sound? The sound was created by Lali, who is playing the violin. She's playing it so badly that the cat ran away thinking that somebody is going to attack it. The sound of the Lali's music is coming through the window, but they could hear a wonderful violin music also. Whose music was that? It is none other than the master, the music teacher of Lali. He plays the violin so nicely, but Lali plays it so badly that everybody runs away from the music. She will never learn a thing. The music master just goes on like a train, whizzing go on, and Lali all the time derailing, going completely off the track. Look here, there is a total comparison of the performance of violin by two people. One is the violin master, another is Lali. Violin master's performance is perfect. So, what is it compared to? Two, the girl Lali playing the violin. What is it compared to? And how is it rated? This particular extract said by Ravi gives that the music master's performance is wonderful, par excellent, but in spite of repeated learning, Lali is not able to perform properly in the violin. This is the paragraph. This is the paragraph which you are getting. Okay. Now, let's go to the comprehension check. What is the secret that Meena shares with Mridu in the backyard? The secret is nothing but the new inmate in the house. Who is that? A kitten. A kitten which is mewing endlessly is being brought inside the house. Though they would not bring it inside, they have kept it under the bitter berry bush near the window. So you know how Ravi got the milk for the kitten with lots of difficulty, fooling the grandmother. Who does he say the kitten's ancestors are? Do you believe them? The entire story has to be written here in this. Do you believe them? I give it to you. If you are ready to believe, you believe it. But the scope of believing the story of Ravi is impractical. There is nothing to believe in it. Okay? The story of Ravi is mostly to impress Mritu and the other girl, true. His knowledge on history is sound. At the same time, he takes the knowledge and interpret it to the story for the kitten which has come there. His power of imagination was such that he was able to club his history knowledge to the history of the kitten. He is, of course, an intelligent child. Now, what was the noise that startled Mritu and frightened Mahendran? Mahendran, who is Mahendran here? The name that they had kept it for? The kitten. Okay. Now, what was the sound? It was Lali's playing violin. Mritu kept up to the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and eyes glazed with concentration. So she's trying hard to hold the bowstring in her one hand, and you have to keep the violin in the left side. In front of her, with the most of his back to the window, was a bony figure. Bony figure? What is the opposite of bony figure? Fleshy figure. Okay. Of whom? Who is having this bony figure? It's the music master. He had mostly balded head. So what happened? What is the meaning of bald head? The hair is less. Okay. With the fringe of oil, black hair falling around his ears in the old-fashioned tuft. In the picture you can see a small tuft of hair which is oiled and falling in the ears. He had very less hair and he has made it in an old-fashioned way. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck, and a diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down the stems of the violin. So he had dressed with decorated with a diamond ring in his fingers, and this diamond ring glittered when he was gliding the up and down the stem of the violin, that is the bowstring. A large foot stuck out beneath the bold watered wasty edge, and he was beating the time of the floor with a scrawny big toe. Foot, a large foot. What does it mean? The size of his leg was, the feet was big. And he was wearing a dhoti. Okay. And he was beating his leg on the floor. Why is he beating his leg on the floor? In order to go with the raga in which he is singing. Okay. And he was a scrawny big toe. A scrawny big toe. That was big and thin. That bones were visible. He played a few notes. Lali stumbled behind from him on her violin, where she looked quite helpless. Please look at the picture of the. You can see the three children peeping through the window. Here is the music master, balded head, one foot away, and he is thumping the leg then and there. The violin positioned on the neck and the bowstring going up and down. Lali awkwardly holding. She is not holding it. She did not know even how to hold the violin properly in her hand. Yes. And she was singing using the notes, but she's trying her level best, but unfortunately it doesn't come out properly. The efforts which she puts is more, but unfortunately, she is not quite successful in her efforts of bringing out the music. Okay? Please read and come the remaining part of it. We'll see in the next class. Thank you.